Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
The president on the 18th declared a state of emergency on Rivers State, and part of what he did was to exercise powers beyond his reach as far as I'm concerned, because the Constitution section 305 does not authorize him to apply the suspension of the governor of Rivers State, duly elected by the people, and bring in another person to subsume that position or assume that position as the acting administrator for the state. If you look through the length and breadth of the Constitution, first let's look at Section 11. Section 11 of the Constitution deals with issues that border on the inability of the State House of Assembly to sit. If we degenerate to that, the National Assembly will take over the responsibilities of lawmaking for the Rivers State House of Assembly. And the session stated clearly and conspicuously that the role of the National Assembly in this respect should not include this removal of the governor of the state. Now, if you look at Section 188 of the Constitution, Section 188 of the Constitution is the only area that talks about, majorly, that talks about the removal of the governor. And that has to do through, of course, if the governor, the House decides to impeach the governor. That has, is leaning from that section. Of course, the governor could choose to resign. And if he wants to resign, that is contained in Section 306 of the Constitution. Because I have gone through, and anybody that wishes to know, 305. 305 talks about war, security, and all that. No person has been killed in Rivers State within this period of interjections that we have. No person has been killed in Rivers State. So why declare state of emergency? So the problem we have are not very serious problems that will call for this state of emergency, because already ab initio, the Supreme Court had given a judgment, and the judgment of the Supreme Court, efforts have been put in place to start working towards them. Of course, the budget, the governor had requested the legislature that he was coming to present the budget. The local government councils, the governor had directed that all the elected officials should cease to exist, while the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission was directed to start the process for the organization of conduct of new local government election. And of course, they had already gone to INEC to secure the register of voters. So why take selective judgment? Now, I want to state here that in the Niger Delta, every week or every month, pipelines are vandalized. Have they declared states of emergency on those states that those pipelines were vandalized? That is a food for thought of all of us. I feel perturbed that this has to happen at this point in time, because it is not in the best interest of democracy, and it is not in the best interest of our true federalism, which we are supposed to be operating. I cry and I wail for the National Assembly of Nigeria. I thought they are supposed to be a bastion of hope for democracy, but unfortunately we see a rape of democracy at the national level. Now, if you look at the voting, two-thirds majority is required, and that is about 230 or 40 or 270 persons. They are what should be there physically present to vote, cast their vote, not by voice vote. What we saw was a voice vote, and voice vote is not supposed to constitute the two-thirds majority to determine an issue of a state of emergency. That again is an affront to democracy. Now, I can see the executive take away some of their powers. The declaration says that the federal executive should report to the Federal Executive Council with respect to decisions or policies that he wants. What is the function of Section 11 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended? That is the work of the National Assembly, and that right and responsibility is clamped upon. Now, before the administrator was sworn in yesterday, when the voting has not taken place. So where is the legislature at this point in time? And where is executive legislative the principle of separation of powers? These are issues that we must look at transcendentially, and exponentially, because they are key for the sustenance and the consolidation of our democracy. The better part to chart is for President to invite the two warring parties, including the Minister of the FCT. He should invite all of them. Let us sit down in a round table. Sincerely, let them discuss, and let him not be sentimental. Let him be a father for all, and look at issues dispassionately.
Inside the Niger Delta,